Test, check. Do I have audio? Do I have audio? That is the question. Do I have audio? Right. Okay, everything seems in order. Let me try. Okay. Can you hear me? I've got somebody in here. Can you hear me now? Yay! I can be heard. Right, I am not touching any more audio equipment. Let's try this again. Right, I am not touching anything anymore. I'm not touching any more my audio equipment. Right, let's. People are coming in. Oh. Yay! Okay. I don't know what happened there. I do not know what happened there. I literally moved the microphone to try and increase microphone quality, but something happened. I don't know. If I knocked something loose or the USB thing's connecting it. I am not a tech guy. People think because of the big glasses that I'm a tech guy. I'm really not. Oh god! I mean, come on! I'm in a 4x3. Like you can tell, like I don't have like a lot of technical know. Oh boy! Right, wouldn't be a KHF live stream without something happening. But hey, we're here. We're live. We're good. You can hear my sexy voice. We're here. We're good. Oh, right. So we're here to watch a grown man build Lego sets that are for 5-year-olds, apparently. Reason I picked right. There were 2 reasons that I picked very simple sets. Is because, well, the main reason is so that we can chill out. The whole point is for me to have one of these streams where I just chill out with the fans and we have a good time. And it's all good and fun. And I figured the easiest way to do that is by getting sets that are for slightly for the younger demographics, so they're easier to build, so I can concentrate more on what's going on here. And second reason is just because I'm a giant child. And the Lego City stunts. Can you see the stunts? Yeah, the stunts subline of the Lego City series is something I actually really enjoy. Hey Leonardo 1, how's everything? How's it hanging? It is hanging good. It's hanging good. Anyway, I was just saying, like the stunts series is one I enjoyed because I know I would have loved this as a kid. Because you can't really see them. I hope this doesn't knock audio out. But as you can see, I've got a couple of the stunts things here, and the main gimmick with these guys is let's use the bathtub guy here with the rubber duck, who reminds me of my buddy Ricardo Borg. He knows why. So basically, you've got all these different dirt bikes for a stunt show, and if you give them a bit of a wind up, woo, look at him go! I just thought that was so cool, and I would have loved that as a kid. I would have adored that. That would have been so cool. I'd want to collect all these different little guys. I'd want to. I'm a giant kid at heart, and that's why I'm building. I've been collecting the stunt set. Why I'm building these sets tonight, and yeah, I say. Good times. I remember when I used to play with car toys. Yeah, no, that's one thing I love about toy collecting. Like, I love things that make me feel like a kid again. And it's the same for children, but it says 5+. Doesn't say 32 is the limit. Do you remember? Is anybody enough of an old fart to remember when Lego used to put an age limit on their products, and the age limit was 99? So if you were over 100 years old, you couldn't play with Lego anymore. That was the limit. Anybody remember that? Or am I just old? This one I like in particular because this is actually it's Rocket Racer from the. Anybody remember the Lego Racer games? That was a good franchise, and I think that was one of the ones where it had the the original one definitely had the ages 6 to 99 on it. Oh gosh, good times, good times. But anyway, it's not just about the Lego tonight. It's it's about hanging out. I think I was too young for the age limit. It was a weird thing. But as you saw in my post and right at the start, hey, look who's joining me again for a live stream. Look who's out of rehab. Yeah, he had to go to rehab for a while. He had terrible issues, as you remember. But you're clean now, aren't you? Yep, he's clean, and he's got his rehabilitation officer here. It's true. I'm a giant child. Look, if the shelf full of Power Rangers, like the Lightning Collection, wasn't an indicator, I'm a giant child. I'm a little kid at heart. Heck, I have some fun. I think Funko Pops, some anime plushies, and some figures of Sonic, Predator, get a Robo. Funko Pops freak me out. I'm gonna be upfront about that. Funko Pops. I mean, I'm not disparaging those who do collect them. I mean, you do you, obviously, but they creep me. I've never seen the appeal personally, but that's me. That is just me. They're obviously not for me, but the fact that they're so successful means they're doing something right. Anyway, so yeah, guys, let's chill out. Let's build some Lego and let's have a good time. I think I'll start with the initial set that I advertised that I was doing. I picked this up literally because, where is it? You can see on the side here, it's got a not Harley Quinn character. And just to further that point, I've got actual Harley Quinn with me. So like, hey, who's there? Who's committing identity theft? I can't do a good Harley Quinn. That was a terrible Harley Quinn. This is why you don't ever get me to voice. It's good to have some childlike wonder, especially in these trying times. Very true. Very true. These are difficult times we live in. I only have two of Nezuko and Jin. So I don't know who Nezuko is, but I don't know Funko Pops. It's way better than Tower Strong. No, Tower Strong's fine in the role. He's fine. Anyway, so yeah, I've got this not Harley Quinn set and got this pirate themed one as well, which I'll do a bit later. So all right, let's get building. And again, you guys ask me anything, we can chill out. Nezuko's from Demon Slayer. Haven't seen that yet. I've been meaning to. That's one that people recommend to me, but it's like free time is such a rare commodity for the moment for me at the moment. Don't you say I spend it procrastinating. I thought you were clean now. I thought you weren't going to insult me anymore. I'm not crazy. Yeah, Demon Slayer is one of those ones I've been meaning to get to, but yeah, I never. My life's a lot busier than when I first started YouTubing, but I'll get there someday, I'm sure. I've watched other like popular recommended things like Spy Family, and obviously, I sing the praises of Komi Can't Communicate. On the subject of anime, I kind of need to get back into watching anime. Yeah, you do. There's plenty out there I'm sure you'd like. I recommend Spy Family because it's awesome and it's hilarious, and I want Anya to be my daughter. Spy Family gets a good recommendation from me. All right, let's open not Harley Quinn up here. And I know these characters do have names and lore because I know there's a kids cartoon, but I'm a bit beyond the target audience for that. And for me, part of the fun of building Lego is coming up with your own ideas for characters, like the minifigures that are included. Probably going to sound like a massive dork when I do that, but if it's not like a pre-established character like actual Harley Quinn, I actually quite like coming up with like my own like characters and stories for them. Maybe I'm just a massive dork that way, but yours my favorite Spy Family character. No, I like yours. Pretty cool. I like most of the characters. I mean, even if Yuri is a bit creepy, I do get the idea behind his character. was gonna say no. I like you. I like Lloyd. I enjoyed Spy Family. So I've got everything here. So this can go to the side for now. Get all the other races out of the way. I like. You can tell I genuinely enjoy your because I am not simping for her because she and Lloyd are a power couple to me, and I will not fall into that disgusting camp that is simp over her. I've done the whole simping thing. Not a fan. Don't be a Yuri. Yeah, don't. That's, But what thing is, the reason like I can tolerate a character like Yuri like more than something like say to go really back in the day with this channel or actually my original channel. The reason I tolerate Yuri more than something like say Please Twins is because well Yuri's not the main character for one thing, and his attraction to his sister is not the main focus. In fact, it's presented as being something to do with the fact that he's mentally disturbed. Like Yuri kind of a man-child. But anyway, so let's get to building. And what's the most important thing? Always read the instructions. That was one of the themes of the Lego movie, I think. No. It's been a long time since I've seen it. The point of that film is to let your creativity loose, but I'm not going to be a rebel without a cause. I'm not a rebel, and I have a cause. Anyway, I remember you're out in Skull and how she always acts possessive of Belle Dandy. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the same thing with Yuri as well. Big Sis belongs to me. He's human Skuld, except Skuld was not in love with Belle Dandy. It was like pure admiration there. Oh my goddess! I think that was one of the ones that like the manga finally ended. That like a few weeks within me reviewing the anime. That was. I remember the manga for that lasted a long time. Like the manga actually started in '89. It's like the year before I was born. Right. I do love how packets are labeled specifically now in what order you need to open them in. So let's open packet number 1. Back in my day, you didn't get that. It was all in the same packet. Right, out it comes. Whoa! Something just fell. I think it was. Oh, and Ditto just. You told me you were sober now. You told me you told me he was sober. I'm not crazy. Right. That has gone into the land of the video games consoles. Hopefully that was not a critical part. I think it was a microphone piece because I think this character is meant to be like some kind of pop star. So maybe I've done the world a service by silencing her. But let's start by putting her minifig together. Start with the decapitated head. It's she's got a Lord Voldemort thing going on. She's got the two-sided head for multiple expressions. I think the earliest time I remember that happening was with because I used to have the Lego Spider-Man sets for like the original Sam Raimi films, the Tobey Maguire films. Like the earliest example I remember is like the Peter Parker head because it had with glasses and without. In case you didn't know what without meant. Definitely sounds like both you and Yuri's parents died, and that's why he's so attached to her. And all the dude let her go. Yeah, but like the loss of parents thing, it does drive a point about the world, of the series. So, right, head, shoulders, knees and toes. Right, so she's got two head pieces. So first is like I say the non-copyright Harley Quinn style, but because I think she's meant to be the actual stunt person, let's get the helmet on. Get these tassels on. And boom. And we have it. Not. Oh wait, hold on. Visor piece. Well, there we go. Now she's ready. She's ready to go. She's ready to. She's off to the races, literally, I guess, or off to the stunts, I guess. Hopefully, there won't be a case of mistaken identity. No, wait, Batman! You got the wrong. You got the wrong girl. Oh gosh, this is why I'm single. Right, so let's put together her pit crew guy, I guess. Is this oh no, is this guy gonna? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? This guy's clearly meant to be her, like her pit crew guy. Do you reckon he's secretly a simp for her? secretly, secretly wishing she was his waifu. Right. It's meant to have a wrench. There we go. So now, now he's truly a mechanic because he's got the wrench. Right. So, one anime I rewatched was Dragon Half, and I had a good time rewatching it. I've never watched that either. I think you've actually mentioned that one to me before, but I never actually got around to watching it. So many anime I need to watch. So many. So I think next construction will be the bike. And throw that away later. It's my flat, my rules. So little time, I know. It is so hard. To be perfectly honest, I'm surprised that I got through not only Spy Family, but I got through the first season of Nagatoro. Another part tried to escape there. I'm surprised I got through both of them. It's only 2 episodes, so every time I recommend it, oh, okay. Well, if it's only 2 episodes, then definitely try and check it out when you have the time. Like I said, I'm surprised I got through Spy Family and I got through Nagatoro season 1 like I did. I've still only watched the first 2 episodes of Love After World Domination. It's still one I need to. There we go. Got the bike ready, and yes, it's got the wind-up wheel. The only show that I've been actively watching, it's not even an anime. It's because I wanted to finally see what all the hype was about. The only show I was actively watching and actually ended up binge watching, and I don't normally binge watch anything, so then I speak volumes for either the quality or how desperately I wanted to get through. One thing I binge watched recently was Cobra Kai, and that I really enjoyed. Cobra Kai, it definitely lived up to the hype for me. So Cobra Kai, I really enjoyed. Love After World Domination, Super Sentai Romeo and Juliet. Like, Love After World Domination is literally what would happen if I wrote Romeo and Juliet. Like, literally, that is how I would write Romeo and Juliet. If I went back in time and took William Shakespeare's place. Anyway, right, not Harley Quinn, all ready to go. All ready to go. Off to the races. Right. But yeah, no, the show like that I binged recently was Cobra Kai. And again, I don't normally binge things, but Cobra Kai, it drew me in. It drew me in. I really enjoyed that. But believe it or not, I'd never actually seen The Karate Kid when I was young. I actually had not watched it before this year, and I watched like the original trilogy so that I could watch Cobra Kai. Yeah, I know, it's so weird, and I enjoyed the films. Well, I enjoyed the first one. The second one I thought was just okay, and the third one, what saved it for me was Terry Silver, was Thomas Ian Griffin as Terry Silver. Like just how almost comically over the top evil he played in, like that saved it for me. But like I say, I never grew up with those films. Never watched them before this year. But I didn't really like the first. I think the first one still really holds up. I said the second one I thought was just okay, and I was thinking throughout it all, it's funny how you know what's funny? How much Okinawa apparently looks like Hawaii. Almost like that's where they actually filmed it. But yeah, no, I may be late to the party with this franchise, but I'm solidly a fan now. Like I say, seen all the original three films. I didn't watch the new Karate Kid because I heard it was rubbish. I've heard good things about the remake, but that was kung fu and not karate, so why it was called the Karate Kid, I don't know. Well, I do know it's for. But I haven't watched the remake, but I've heard good things about it. But I knew it wasn't necessary to watch Cobra Kai. So, um, there we go. So, but yeah, no, I watched Cobra Kai. I binged all 5 seasons, and now I'm ready for the final season. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I will say, with the 5th season, it wasn't bad, but I could see the cracks beginning to form. So I think it's better that the 6th season is the final season. Better to end it, when the cracks are just starting to form, rather than dragging it out long after like the cracks have formed and it's not even the show you remember anymore. Right. I don't know why I'm building birthday cakes, by the way, but apparently it has something to do with this character. She likes cake, I guess. Yeah, Cobra Kai. KHF says, believe the hype. Quite honestly, when I was watching Nagatoro, I thought that senpai character could use, well, maybe not Cobra Kai, but he could definitely use Eagle Fang. Okay, this is a weird one. Okay, so cake. Meant to have a star. Where's the star? There's the star. Yeah, that usually happens when it comes along, so sometimes cracks will form. Yeah, and I felt that a bit with, let's say, a bit. I still thoroughly enjoyed season 5 of Cobra Kai, but I did have some issues with it, and like I say, probably better that the 6th season is the final season rather than dragging it out to the point where it's just not the show I used to enjoy. But I am looking forward to season 6, especially with what happened at the season 5 finale. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I just made a birthday cake with a scorpion on it. What kind of sick stuff are you into? And don't you start with that darkness stuff again, especially when it comes to freaking Lego characters. Right, so I think that is all of the first pack. I've got not Harley Quinn. I guess now he's in my law her simping mechanic. Like, oh my queen, you can do no wrong. Even if you lost the stunt show, you're one in my eyes. I've got 3 cakes apparently. One with a scorpion, one that's a regular cake, and one with a trophy. The trophy one I kind of get, like, I guess she wants to win the stunt show race thing. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. Right. Did you guys know that the acronym for adult fans of Lego is awful? Adult fans of Lego. It's literally awful. So I can confess now that I am awful. I'm an awful person. I'm a bad person and I want to cook my face. Yeah, awful. Right. I should empty this all out like I did before, but considering I'd lost the microphone piece. Oh, wait, hold on. Found it. There it is. I found it. There it is. Not Harley Quinn can have a microphone. I took the waifu quiz myself and ended up with Asuna, who, like Lucy, is voiced by Kirami Lee. Is that how you say her name? But wait, isn't it illegal to watch anime dubbed now? I mean, I had to switch over to subtitles because it's illegal. And my sister's husband would kill me if I didn't. My sister's married to a Japanese man. No, the real reason that I did finally switch over to subtitles rather than dubs, and this isn't me going full weeb. This is just me going a bit more weeb. Oh gosh, back in the day, I never would have used that word to describe myself. The reason for that is actually very interesting, because believe it or not, the reason I switched over to watching anime subtitled was not because of an anime itself. Of all things, it was because of Ed, Edd n Eddy. So hear me out. Ed, Edd n Eddy did have a Japanese dub, like an actual Japanese dub, and it did air in Japan. I don't know if it did any well over there, but Ed, Edd n Eddy did have a Japanese dub, and I've heard it. You could look the clips up on YouTube, but I don't know if they're there anymore because YouTube is YouTube. But yeah, it did have a Japanese dub, and when I watched it, it was like I was watching it, I was like, no, it's fine, and they've clearly made the effort. It's not a bad dub of the show. Yeah, it was Chibi Jesse who showed me it. It's not a bad dub of the show, but I could see what people mean by when they say, like, when you dub a show into something that's not its native language, it does lose something in that translation. And I could see that watching Ed, Edd n Eddy in Japanese. Like, it was clear they were trying, and for the most part, they did all right. I mean, Ed, Edd n Eddy's got some really difficult voices to emulate because they're very cartoony in their voices. I think probably the easiest one would probably be Ed, because you just have to do the low dumb guy voice. Like, can somebody help me butter my toast? Like, that's my best Ed impression. Like I say, the effort was there, but again, it lost something in translation. And like seeing it from the other side, something from dub that was originally in English dubbed into Japanese, I was like, okay, I get it now. And that's kind of why I switched over to watching something dubbed. But I am not like the dub versus sub war, especially these days when companies take such care. The guy who voiced Eddie tried. Bless his heart, tried. Yeah, the Japanese voice of Eddie sounds like he's having a brain aneurysm. So like, yeah, like I say, it was at that point I was like, okay, I get it now, and like, I still think the dub versus sub debate is ridiculously stupid, especially these days when companies take such care to get it as close as they can. I mean, again, something still is lost. I do see that now, but they take such care, work so closely with the Japanese studios. In some cases, dub them while the shows are being made. I still think the debate is stupid because at the end of the day, as long as you've got the basic gist of the story and the characters, that's all that matters. We're still all enjoying the same show. So like, I'm never going to get involved in that debate again. I know I was kind of the creator. Well, not the creator, but the revolutionary on that debate in my younger, more aggressive days. But these days, I'm just like, look, you do you. Watch the show how you want to watch it. If you can, as long as you find the enjoyment and enjoy the characters, that's all good. Like Spy Family, watch that completely subtitled, but I have watched. I was the main instigator of that debate. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. But I was young. I was young and reckless and angry. I was so full of teen angst at the time. It was all my fault. It was all my fault. I'm sorry. I destroyed the anime community. Well, like I say, these days I tend to watch subtitles, but you do you. But I got sidetracked there. Mini bag. Like Spy Family, I watched completely subtitled, but I have seen clips of the dub, and honestly, I think they've done a good job for the dub. Like all the voices, I think work really well. I especially like how they've handled I can never remember his name, but the Anya's teacher, the guy who's all like, "We're all about elegance at the school. It must be top elegance." I love that they've given him a snobby British accent. I think perfect. That is exactly how I pictured the character sounding in English. They're giving him like the snobby British accent. That works so well. And particularly my hats off to, I think the actress's name is Megan Shipman. If I've said part of that wrong, I'm sorry. But she's the dub voice of Anya, because I know for a fact in the past, like American dubbing has struggled with the whole like little kid voice, like that Japanese actresses can do so well. But my hats off to Megan Shipman, like she got Anya's voice like completely right, in my opinion. Like she did the voice perfectly. Because as you know, like I say, dubs in the past have struggled with it. You can probably still find that old video of somebody taking a clip of me talking about Chio's dub voice out of context and making it sound like something awful. I've seen that. I love that video. That is, oh, that's so. That is such a great video. Oh god. I think it's called like Ultimate UKFF fan has a horrible idea or something. That is a funny video. It's yeah, like I say, Spy Family dub, in my opinion, yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty good. But like I said, you know, you watch the series your way. Now, I'm probably still gonna keep watching it subtitled, but again, you do you. Haven't heard anything of the Nagatoro dub. I haven't watched any of the clips from that dub. That one I think would be a lot. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. That one I think would probably be a bit more difficult to dub though, because a lot of it does come down to like humor that's based around the Japanese language, and that's a problem with dubbing anything in any language in general. I think is, you know, obviously humor and puns work differently depending on the language. Also, another reason I love yours so much, besides the natural maternal instincts towards Anya, is this is going to sound very weird. I also love her Japanese voice. No, that doesn't sound weird at all. No, that's probably a good reason to like someone. Like when I've mentioned being a fan of the '90s CGI show Reboot before, and when I went back and watched that, like as an adult, like I instantly fell in love with the main villain Megabyte again, and it was all in the voice. He was voiced by the legendary Tony J. May he rest in peace. He has such a perfect villain voice. Uh, I gotta give you the video converter so you convert your old videos into a modern format. Yeah, I would like. I plan to watch Chainsaw Man dubbed. Just not know if it's any good. Chainsaw Man, that is blinking everywhere at the moment. That's one I've been meaning to. Another one that I've been meaning to watch, but probably won't find the time. Like even one of my managers, like at my job, and one of my managers at work has been getting on my case to watch like fucking Attack on Titan, and, which is hilarious because I've even made references to Attack on Titan in my EWE feud with Lewis Basham. I keep telling him, because I've alluded. If you've watched my promo video on that, I alluded to my German heritage in that, and I've said things like "Ich bin der Jäger." I am the hunter in German. That's about the only German I know. Oh, by the way, keep an eye on EWE because exciting announcements are coming, especially at the end of this month. That's all I'm allowed to say, but exciting things are coming from EWE. That's all I'm allowed to say right now. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, voice actors. Tony J. Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. And this is going to show how old I am, by the way. Hunchback of Notre Dame. I saw that in the cinema when I was a kid with my best friend at the time. That's how old I am. I'm an old man. It's funny though, like it's a film I saw in the cinema. I never owned it on home video, and like of all the years, I could remember nothing about. I remembered enjoying it, but I remembered nothing about it until I um, saw it again on Disney Plus. I motioned to my TV that you can't see. Till I watched it again on Disney Plus, I remembered nothing about that film. Still enjoyed it though, like watching it again as an adult. Um, but yeah, no, I was surprised I could remember nothing about it. It was the same with Disney's Hercules. That's considered an all-time classic, and I saw that in the cinema, but I remembered nothing about it. I remember how much it was advertised at the time. Um, I remember all of that, but like, yeah, I didn't remember much about the film itself. And again, still a film I ended up enjoying, going back and watching it again. Have I got the right? Yes, I do. I said this was about a grown man built. Maybe if I tilt the camera down a bit, you can see more of what I'm building. There we go. And I slouch down. First movie I saw in the cinema was Toy Story 2. Did see that in the cinema as well. I believe my aunt took me, my sister, and my cousin to go and see that one. Funnily enough, I saw ice skating play of Hercules. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Disney did a lot of those actually. Disney did a lot of like those shows on ice, didn't they? I think they even kind of took the mick out of that in Sonic for Hire, didn't they? Because they had Sonic on ice. Yeah, no, they did a lot of those ice shows. So yeah, you saw the Hercules on ice show. That's actually really cool. Actually, I would have loved to have seen one of those. As you can see, I've got a bit of a ramp thing built, so she's obviously gonna go through here. I remember Toy Story 2 on ice. Yeah, I really wanted to see those when I was young. I think they did have a couple of runs here in the UK, but yeah, they were expensive to see, and I grew up poor, so so I never got to see them. But yeah, no, I really did want to see those. One film I didn't see in the cinema, but and actually never saw any sort of home video release. I only actually watched it for the first time in 2021 during lockdown. Was Lilo and Stitch, and I'll admit it, I liked it. In fact, I really liked it. I thought it was a really good film. I begrudgingly admit it, but yes, I enjoyed Lilo and Stitch. Even if it did have that little punk. And I'll even admit, that little punk even did make me laugh at one point. It was the like he had a legitimately funny moment. It was it's when he builds the model of San Francisco and he's pretending to destroy it. That was actually funny. I actually thought that was funny. Hey, Lilo and Stitch was my favorite sister movie. Was my sister's favorite movie when she was a kid. I thought you said my favorite sister movie, and I was going to go into that point. Is that like, I enjoyed the film, but what I enjoyed about it was actually the Lilo and Nani stuff, like the stuff between the sisters. And again, I think that's true for a lot of the adult audience. That's what we were more invested in. But obviously, for the kids watching, you need something a bit more visually interesting to keep their attention. So I understand the point of the alien stuff, but for me, the more interesting part about it was the human side of it, like with Lilo and Nani. So, well, I admit it, I enjoyed the film. That little punk also did make me laugh. Also, the voice of Lilo was also the voice of the little girl from Spirited Away. Oh, was she? Was she? Oh, I never knew that. That's interesting. Well, she's a very good voice actress. Right, I did a post about this, by the way, but what if Lilo from Lilo and Stitch met Anya from Spy Family? The chaos that would be unleashed would be cataclysmic. That is just pure chaos right there. I think the first animated film I watched was either Shrek or Monsters Inc. When I was like 6 or 7. Yeah, I remember going to see those in the cinema as well. Right, Monsters Inc. in particular I remember because that was one of the earliest examples of you know those Pixar always play those short bits before their films, and the one for that one, I think this is on YouTube. You can look it up. Was called For the Birds. It's a really surreal one, and again, this was still a new thing at the time that Pixar were doing. So I distinctly remember after that short played, because as soon as it faced to black, one guy in the audience just yelled out at the top of his lungs, "What the hell was that?" I remember that more than I did the actual film, and I enjoyed the actual film, but what I remember more was just that guy yelling, "What the hell was that?" Oh gosh. Because if you go now and look at that short, you will say the same thing. Even I looked it up, like, again as an adult, remembering that, like, I looked that up, and my reaction was, "What the hell was that?" Uh, right, okay. Ooh, always make sure it's symmetrical. Oh gosh, I'm a criminal to autistic kind there. I made that asymmetrical. uh, oh gosh, right. Okay, so got some kind of mechanism here. This is cool. This is coming along well. I'm liking this. Uh, right. So two of these. Yeah. Do you know what I'd love to do actually? Speaking of Monsters Inc., I would love to like one day like just do a version of KHF and Haruhi Suzumiya singing "I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you." It's come on, like it's kind of like maybe like as a KHF anniversary thing. Like KHF and Haruhi singing "Wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you." uh, oh gosh, the Haruhi phase. I've made my peace with that though. I went through all the phases. I went through, the simp phase, the obsession, all of that, and then, it eventually turned into toxicity, me hating what it did to me. But now I've made my peace. I've come to accept that, I was in a really weird place in my life during that phase. So, you know, can't beat myself up over, a person, the person I used to be. All I can really do is, acknowledge that, I made some mistakes then, but it was a different time and a different me. Uh, it sounded like Death the Kid from Soul Eater. Well, I haven't watched um, Soul Eater, so I'll take your word on that. Uh, take your word on that because, yeah, I haven't seen Soul Eater. We all had our phases, don't worry. Yep, we've all had them. And it was just that. It was just that. It was a phase. Even though I probably did say at one point, "It's not a phase, Dad." I don't think my dad was aware of it actually. Uh, oh, no, gotta get it symmetrical. It's a good little things to drive through, I guess. Uh, we all had our weird moments. Well, that's pretty much my entire life. Also, the creator of Soul Eater made Fire Force as well. That's another one. That's another one I haven't seen, but I know it's got like one of the characters, like one of the female characters. Everybody simps over her because she's super buff. And hey, that's a plus in my books. Oh gosh, you guys should hear how I used to simp over Korra. The only reason, the only reason I stopped is because of the finale, and if I continued to simp like that, it would probably be problematic. Not that and that's not me saying I'm in full support of the finale, but if you know, you know. I am missing a piece. I am missing a piece in this set. I'm meant to have another like little. I'm not missing it. I've already attached. All right, I am. Oh, I'm not missing a piece. I've already attached it. That was a senior moment right there. I Oh gosh, I'm 32 and I'm already showing signs of dementia. Oh, I'm old. Bro, Mikey is the only wife who I would ask. Ask her to choke me and call her mummy. I think I was like that with when I replayed Tales of Berseria. I was like that with Velvet Crow. I was like, please step on me. I'm 29, soon to be 30 in April. Happy birthday in advance. Um, Even though I'm starting to feel rather old, yeah. When you cross that line, it does feel like, oh my gosh, what have I done with my life? Nothing. That's not true. I've done plenty of stuff. I do stuff. I go out. I have friends. They all hate me, but they're still uh, I think I've talked about this before though, like when I did my video, like what wrestling means to me, like that has been one of the amazing things about starting my wrestling training is because I've always kind of been like socially an outsider. But in the world of wrestling, that is literally all of us. We're all kind of outsiders, and I think that's why we all like get along so well. Uh, I was like, yeah, no, with my wrestling group, I feel I've landed on my home planet with them. God, I'm going to be 29. Still no love partner. Go back and look at my Valentine's post. You should not define yourself as by whether or not you have a partner. Do not buy into that media BS. Do not buy into that. You are not defined by whether or not you are in a relationship. Being in a relationship, yeah, no, it's nice to have. It's you know something I have experienced. I've had girlfriends. Um, you know, it's something that's not. It's nice to have, but you shouldn't define yourself by it. Self-love, familial love, love between friends are just as important. Absolutely. There's different kinds of love. Love is more complicated than just being between two partners. I'd even argue self-love is even more important. Uh, I think I just skipped over the instructions, by the way, because I built like these two sides simultaneously. I hadn't gotten to that part in the instructions yet, but it's like, well, obviously, uh, I need to practice self-love. I'd say it's the most important, but it's also the hardest one to achieve. I will say that it is a tough one because we live in a society where we're encouraged to be humble, and being humble isn't a bad thing, but um, being humble isn't a bad thing. But I think we kind of go, especially in England, we definitely go overboard with that. Like go overboard with humility to the point where we think like we can't celebrate any sort of achievement because we have to be humble about it. I mean, yeah, you can be arrogant. Like there is, I'm not saying you can be arrogant, but there's a point where it becomes arrogance, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't, you know, try and celebrate your accomplishments and whatnot. Anyway, I did not expect to get as serious as this in this stream. You're making me talk like a grown up while I'm building a Lego set for children. How dare you? And of course, love for your hobbies within reason. Within reason, there is such a thing as fanaticism, but as I alluded to earlier, talking about the Haruhi stuff, you shut up, Ditto. Um, within reason, there is a limit, but fanaticism exists in everything. Well, there's one thing I learned, girlfriends, is to just talk. Is to just talk to them. And no, in the way Johnny Bravo talks to them, I mean actually talk to them. Yeah, no, never ever take love advice from Johnny Bravo. That was kind of the joke. Is that never ever take relationship advice from Johnny Bravo. Oh, my mother hated that character. She hated him. She just found him so repulsive. And I was like, congratulations, mum. That's the point. The point is he's meant to think he's some sort of stud, but he really isn't. Wasn't there at some point, wasn't there talks, and like even the man himself kind of alluded to it? Weren't there talks at one point that there was going to be a live action Johnny Bravo starring Dwayne Johnson? and like it never came to be, and I was so disappointed by that. I so wanted that to be a thing. I would literally say like, here is a blank check with my signature on it. Write any amount on this, and I will pay it to see that film. Or Dwayne Johnson's Johnny Bravo. That is fantastic. Or Brock from Pokemon flirts with every girl he comes across and gets pulled by his ear, points to jab. Yeah, don't take your relationship advice from Brock. Weird how he always ogled the women when he can't even see. Fun fact, the reason Brock was removed from the anime for so long and they replaced him with Blink and Tracy, who nobody liked, was because they thought that Brock would be perceived as massively racist in the West due to the way his eyes, or lack thereof, work. That's why he was removed for so long, but the irony being, nobody actually in the West actually complained. What did they complain about? What did they complain about? Tracy. Nobody liked Tracy. Do you know why we didn't like Tracy? Because he wasn't Brock. But I'm kind of quoting another video now. There's this guy, I think his name's Carl Smallwood, I think is the name. He does a lot of videos on like these interesting geek facts. Look up his video on why Brock was removed from the Pokemon anime. It's really interesting. It's better than what I'm doing here. Like, why are you watching a grown man build Lego when you could be watching a guy whose last name is Smallwood talk about facts? Interesting facts about stuff you watched when you were a kid. Right, I think this is complete. I think this is ready to go. I think we've built the first set. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, so I place the cakes on here. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, she meant to knock the cakes off. Right, I'm removing the microphone from this one. I'm not losing that again. We can go with you watch over at Ricardo Borg. If you don't get that reference, watch EWE. Tracy was as interesting as white bread. And I think same as an insult to white bread. Yeah, because that was the whole point. Tracy was like, he was meant to be an inoffensive white guy. But what was inoffensive? What was offensive about him was the fact that he was inoffensive. Didn't they make a joke about that in One Kids' Pokemon Bridged? Doesn't Professor Oak say, "Oh, I see, Brock is white now"? The rock lady from Alola. Oh, the Kahuna, Olivia. Damn it! All I want is actually, I was gonna make a joke there, but the joke I was gonna make, I think, get this stream banned, so I won't. But Olivia from Sun and Moon, yeah, I would let her rock smash me. Also, to anybody in the chat and to me, any of you watched Puss in Boots: Last Wish? I not strongly recommend it. It is the Logan of DreamWorks films. I've heard it's really good. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's really good. The next film I'll probably see will probably be Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantumania. I've not seen the new Puss in Boots yet, but I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's amazing. So, I've been meaning to watch it. Anyway, let's try this out. Right, ready? Ready, not Harley Quinn? I'm ready, Puddin'! In this case, the voice works because it's knockoff Harley Quinn. Right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Oh. That's how it works. Okay. Do you know one down? Let's get some more over here. Let's get this dude. Oh no, this is this Mad Max woman. And let's get Rocket Racer. And 1, 2, 3, go! Oh no. So I guess not Harley Quinn wins that one. She won the trophy cake, so she won the stunt rally. I've heard good things. In Pokemon Season 9, there was a girl named Lucy who also had a crush on Brock. No, she didn't. Nobody ever has a crush on Brock. That's the whole point. because all he wants to do is breed. Get back in the bag. I miss Pokemon Bridged. But it's really sad what happened to those guys. It's really sad how things worked out there. Anyway, okay, so we've got one set built. I think this is really cool, actually, how these work. So you've got to knock the cakes off, I guess. I guess that's the whole point of it. No, this is cool. I could see kids having fun with this. And I would have loved that as a kid. I would have loved having competitions with like my sister, or both my sisters, actually. I think both my sisters would have enjoyed that, like trying to knock those off. So okay, yeah, no, this is a really cool set. This gets the KHF thumbs up from me. What about Batman? Unfortunately, his cycle isn't motorized. It's just a regular Lego motorcycle. But Batman, he comes in, he makes it skid. He knocks all three down, and one fell off the table. But he knocked all three down because he's Batman. And yes, by the way, before you say it, I have seen the trailer for the new Flash film. I know Keaton's coming back as Batman in that, and while I am excited about that, I don't like the fact that they're starting with Flashpoint. But somebody did point out to me that the DC EU is about to be rebooted, so maybe it makes sense for them to start with Flashpoint. I'm like, okay, in that regard, yeah, okay, I'll let you have that one. Another anime you may like is Demon School for Urma-kun. I'll give it a shot if I ever get the chance. Got to finish Romeo and Juliet, lovey-dovey Sentai, Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet Ranger! Something like that. Speaking of which, I see that TFS upload the latest commentary on 4-Star Bento. Is that the Cooler movie? I did watch their commentary on that. That was pretty interesting. You may even find a comment from me on there saying that I think the first Cooler movie is actually of all the like Dragon Ball Z movies, I think the first Cooler movie at least is probably the one that can come the closest to being canon. But that's just my take on it. Somebody replied saying the BoJack movie could also come close to being canon, and yeah, no, I agree with that as well. Those two are probably the close. I know they're not canon at the end of the day, but those are the two that are probably the closest to that could be canon. Speaking of movies, what are my thoughts on James Gunn's run on DC's universe? The only James Gunn DC films I've seen are the Suicide Squad, like not the like I saw both of them, but I'm talking about the sequels specifically here. Let's get Harley Quinn in here while I talk about that. The only one I saw was the Suicide Squad, and I thought that was just okay. Like it made me laugh at points. It did, but I thought it was just okay. I haven't seen all of Peacemaker, like the TV series Peacemaker, but I've seen clips from it, and that's really made me laugh. I've been meaning to watch that series. I've seen bits of Peacemaker, and that's really made me laugh. Especially because it's John Cena, and like if you watch Peacemaker, by the way, and like you've been wanting like a Cena heel turn because you've thought he's been the goody goody for too long. Watch Peacemaker because that is the heel John Cena you've been wanting. Also, I was expecting the Flash movie to be a Flashpoint story because how poorly DCEU did during the Man of Steel and Justice League were god awful. Yeah, no, I hated those films. I have not seen the Snyder Cut. Yeah, and thing is, I'm kind of scared to watch the Snyder Cut because if you dare have an opinion on the Snyder Cut that isn't that it's perfect and the ultimate film, they'll come for you. I'll hunt you down. They're all. I've seen Peacemaker. It was awesome. Like I say, I've been meaning to watch all of it, like the whole thing, but the clips I've seen are really funny. Anyway, yeah, but like I say, I thought the Suicide Squad was only okay, so I get bonked by Lego Harley Quinn for just saying it was okay. It does have one of my favorite quotes in movie history in it of all time, and it's from Idris Elba's character Bloodsport when he says to Polka Dot Man, "You see who that is? It's your mom." When I do start wrestling properly, I want to say that to like if I'm in a tag team match with someone, I want to say that to my partner. Say, "You see who that is? It's your mom. The Snyder Cut was a good movie, although long well, shall I say. The Snyder Cut. I fear the Snyder Cut. They don't hold me. They've replied with their commentary on episode 31. Oh, they've done episode 31. I'll have to watch that. I haven't seen the episode 31 commentary. I'll have to watch that thing that they're doing. In fact, you know what? Let's stop the stream and go watch that now. I'm joking. Right, second set. So this pirate thing one. Right. It looks like it's a very similar setup to the Harley Quinn one, but yeah, let's get this open and get this built. Gosh, so all this DC talk has made me think, and this is a video I do have like on standby ready to do my reaction to it. But I remember when I reviewed the first issue of Brightest Day, that big event. I think that was the last big event before Flashpoint. Am I remembering that correctly? And I remember how some people were just perplexed that I had interests outside of anime. And I get it. That's what you came to the channel for, was anime reviewing. But I think I kind of only have myself to blame because of how much of a simp I was for Haruhi. I made it sound like I was one of those people where, anime was my autistic hyper obsession, which for the time it was. But like, I made it sound like I was one of those people who didn't watch anything outside of anime because people were perplexed by the sheer idea that I had interests outside of anime. Right, here. Right, box, be gone. I think I broke something. Oh well, I live alone, so it only affects me. Right, so 2 bags again. So move bag number 2 over there because we have to do bag number 1 first. Fans of the time are like, wait, you like things outside of anime? I thought that was a myth. I'll talk more about that when I do the reaction to that. That's going to be an interesting one. So, sneak preview. While I am a comic books fan and I do read comics and stuff, I may have acted like I knew more than I actually did. But I'll go more into that when we actually get there. Right. Anyway, let's get the minifigures built. Let's be careful this time so nothing rolls off the table. Okay, I think it's all good. I think we're all good. Oh, it's got these little sharp pieces. I think they've got actual. Oh yeah, they do have actual jaws to them that are meant to attach, but it kind of looks like they've got tiny eyes. That's like the little notch where the jaw connects. It looks like they've got tiny eyes and just a really freaky mouth. Right. Let's get this pirate dude built. Right. I don't think this is Captain Redbeard from like the classic sets. It looks slightly different, though it was definitely inspired by him. I can say that. Right. So it's all like blah 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 shark sorry, you can't see it, but this has just made me laugh because he's also got a mechanic character. Kept a head in a barrel, apparently. Right, let's see. Let's get his helmet made. Because you should always wear a helmet when you're on a motorcycle. Oh, trust me, the reaction I'm excited the most for is the reaction to the first episode of Nekima. Especially since I read the manga, which I love, by the way. Like I said, I know there's different iterations of Negima. I know what I watched was considered the bad one. Like a lot of these, I would be curious to go back to, like with a more mature mindset now, like being an older and wiser man. I'd love to go back to a lot of these and see like if my thoughts would be any different. Oh, I've missed a part on this guy. Is it in here? Yeah, I would love to. The one I would most like to go back to, now that I'm a older and wiser man. The one I would love to go back to is Fooly Cooley, because at the time I was too stubborn to admit I did not get the symbolism. Like you may even remember my attitude back then. I was just too stubborn to admit I didn't get it. Um, but nowadays, obviously I'm older and wiser. More aware of my condition. So I would love to go back, and maybe if I were to go back to that, I'd definitely look up like a guide that's meant to help people like me like understand the symbolism of it a lot more. And I reckon I'd enjoy it a lot more. Right, so here's our biker. Here's his mechanic. He's got a female mechanic. I'd like to think this is his wife, who supports him and everything. He was like, you know what, dear, I'm gonna go for a pirate gimmick. And she's like, okay, okay, you do you. Whatever you want, honey. Yeah, I remember. I also remember someone literally using your clip from the Final Thoughts for their top tens. Did they? What top 10 cringiest anime reviewers? I'm sure I've appeared on a couple of those. I've done some embarrassing shit, but I admit it. Oh, right. We've also got. Okay, this is cool. I love Hulu Killy. It was great, and the sequel. It had sequels. I didn't even know that. But yeah, no, Fooly Killy's one I would definitely go back to, and I'd go back to it with an actual guide to explain the symbolism to me, because I guess like autistic mind. I didn't get it at the time because I struggle with language that isn't direct language. Uh, Oh, I mean, they use your final thoughts to explain their thoughts on Fooly Cooly. Oh, you should never. Oh, don't go by my final thoughts on that. That's a bad idea. Uh, I say if you don't understand unspoken language, then definitely watch Fooly Cooly with a guide. Uh, right, and that. Hey, pirate skeleton. Ah, ye not find me hidden treasure. All right, I'd like to think. I'd like to imagine this. People think this is just a prop, like on the show. Like he sits by it just to add ambience, but then after the show, he gets up and he's like, good show today, Mike." And then then he just goes. Don't know why pirate guy's called Mike, but he's called Mike now. And he's like, "Oh, good show today." No explanation. It's just he's a skeleton person. I always wonder: is Batman autistic? Is that why he can't take a joke and why he's the world's greatest detective? Good question. Good question. I don't know if that's ever been explored in comics before. Good point. But I think the reason he can't take a joke. Well, actually, no. That's a misconception about Batman is that he can't take a joke. He can't take the Joker's jokes because, well, they're not jokes, are they? They're sadistic jokes. But if you read like some of the comics, Batman actually does have like quite a sarcastic sense of humor. Like, like you won't ever see him belly laughing at something, but he has like more of a dry sarcasm to him. Like, I think there was like one comic where like um, he has to come like he doesn't have the bat plane, so he has to commandeer like a regular plane, and he paints a massive sign on the runway saying "I owe you," and then it's the Batman symbol. So, so Batman, he has a sense of humor. It's just, it's more of a dry sarcasm. Uh, Right, so now we've got the complete shot. We haven't got the black shot. We've got the adult shark, and I'm not singing the song. I hate that song. That song is banned from this household. He only laughed at the Flash and Superman's jokes. Oh, there you go then. Right, we've got. It's telling me to put 2 diamonds in this thing, but there's 3 because obviously one's a spare. So I'm going to put the 3rd one in and. I'm doing this completely backwards. And there we go. We've made the. You know what song? There's only one song about sharks the internet is going to refer to. Anyway, we've got the buried treasure chest there. The stolen treasures. If you don't know what I'm referencing, look up how Fred Jones says treasure. Like Fred from Scooby Doo, he has this really interesting way of saying treasure. I remember a joke of Bruce Wayne asked the question, if he were to date Batman, who he is, and they wrote him saying, I'd rather date Superman than a dramatic Fury. That's brilliant. Hey, look, Batman knows, like, he knows, how messed up he is up here. Which song's banned? Look, you know the song that's banned. There's only one song about sharks that the internet would sing. I'm not. If you're trying to trick me into singing it, I'm not singing it. Anywho, let's build the bike. Oh, I like this. I like the actual design of the bike here, like this whole shark motif. I like that. That is really cool. That is really cool. I like that. Which Scooby-Doo? Mystery Inc. or original Scooby-Doo? The clips are taken from the original Scooby-Doo, but it's actually a trait that's carried over like in every iteration because Frank Welker voices Fred Jones in basically every adaptation of Scooby-Doo. And it's a trait that's carried over in every iteration that he says treasure whenever he's talking about treasure. It's kind of become a joke among like the Scooby-Doo fan community, the coolest community. Yeah, he has this weird way of saying treasure. But like, I legitimately think this is a weird speech quirk that Frank Welker has because there's an episode. I can't remember the exact episode like number or name, but there is definitely at least one instance. There's maybe more. One instance in like Generation 1 Transformers when he's voicing Megatron, where he says to Optimus Prime, "What a pleasure it is to see you again," like sarcastically. So obviously that EA spelling, there's obviously something about the way Frank Welker's been taught to say it. Like it's a speech quirk that he has. I'm not dissing it, by the way. I think it's great. The only Scooby-Doo you should mention is, oh, right, yes. Yeah, no, we won't talk about that one here because we all want to have a good time. This is meant to be a chilled stream. This is meant to be a fun stream. We won't talk. We don't talk about Velma. No, no, no. We don't talk about Velma. I will say I haven't seen much of it. I haven't seen any clips from it, but I've heard about it. We don't talk about Velma. No, I've heard about what they did to Fred, and I'm like, you can't do that to Fred. Fred does not have a hateful bone in his body. Watch Jello Apocalypse's like the best Scooby-Doo character and why it's Fred video. It will convert you into a believer of Fred. Everybody thinks Fred is like the most generic, boring white boy character you can think of, but Jello Apocalypse will show you that Fred is actually the best Scooby-Doo character, like hands down. And so like I'm not going to say fight me because quite honestly, I think like if you're going to say something like fight me, don't say that unless you're actually going to get into the wrestling ring with me. And be warned, I was shown some shoot Tesling techniques. I'll use them to Gunny Long Mask. Shoot wrestling techniques very recently. It's best not to mention it. So anyway, Oreos, am I right? Yeah, I wish I had some right now. Actually, I love Oreos. But the whole reason I did this specific stream like this is so that I'm doing something that's visually interesting, but you don't have to listen to the sound of me chewing, because that was disgusting. Like when I did lunch with KHF. Or go watch Mystery Inc. So when that show is very well written. I have watched a bit of Mystery Inc. I haven't watched all of it, but I've watched a fair few episodes. Like, yeah, no, because like Mystery Inc. was described to me as basically Scooby Doo but good, and yeah, no, that is it. It is literally basically Scooby Doo but good, basically. I had to describe it. Okay, I think all of Bag 1 is done. Where's Pirate Mike, as I called him earlier, I guess. Actually, I kind of like that Pirate Mike. It's just such an unfitting pirate name. Say, oh, me finally buried treasure. Right, so that's his bike. It's even got a little propeller. That's cool. If it's that way, it's a little bow tie. I really like it. I like his motorcycle. But yeah, no, Mr. Ink, that definitely gets a recommendation from me. Right, now on to the main event. Oh, one last piece, the treasure map. Where the skeleton go, you can hold on to the treasure map. Right, let's move all these pieces out of the way for now until I need them. And let's go on to the main event, shall we? Shall we? No, you can't have a drink. You're not ready yet. You need to watch it more carefully. Right, anyway. Oh, there's a creepy crossover between Super. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that, the Scooby Natural crossover, but I've never watched Supernatural, so I'd have to watch that first, I suppose. But that's one I'm curious about, because people have told me like the weird part about it is that it actually kind of works. Right, let's get all the pieces out. Oh, I'm just gonna have to clean all this up later. I won't show you that though. Gosh, right. Okay, I need the screen, please. I never expected this stream, by the way, to just turn into me talking about Scooby-Doo of all things. It can really go anywhere when you go live on KHF. Oh, gosh. Right. By the way, I remember there was a time when someone uploaded your top 10 what the fuck was that way. I don't think the re-upload is up anymore. Well, good, because that was very much spoken from a place of ignorance. Like, that was, spoken from a place of ignorance, like, from a guy who really should have learnt more about Japanese culture before he opened his mouth. Yeah, no, that's not a video I look back fondly on. I got, like, for Tom Poko, I did not know what a tanuki was, and clearly neither did the dubbers of that film, because they dubbed them to say they were raccoons. I'm like, no, tanuki shares traits, but it is its own thing. But yeah, no, I do not like that video. But like I say, it was spoken from a place of ignorance, obviously. And the thing is, I think doing a top 10 WTF anime moments is kind of redundant, because anime in itself is just a big WTF. I think I was literally only doing it because the Nostalgia Critic did it and Inkara did it. And at the time, everybody wanted to copy those guys. I think that was literally it. I hope this doesn't get where the hell is the other ramp? Meant to be another ramp. I'm missing a ramp. Oh, there it is. Yeah, like I don't know that I'll ever do top 10s again, but I definitely would not do another top 10 anime. Just, we don't talk about Channel Awesome. Yeah, no, that's another hot topic. But I will say, like in regards to that, like I'm not condoning anything that happened there, like anything that went on, but you know, all the people who claim to be victimized from there went on to do their own embarrassing shit. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's not talk about controversy. We're here to have fun. We're here to have fun. We're not to get to all the darker sides of the internet. You want that? Go to Twitter. Actually, don't bother with Twitter. Twitter's not a real place. It's kind of funny. I discovered you before I discovered the Nostalgia Critic. Oh, really? You discovered the cheap knockoff version before you discovered the actual thing. Actually, no. If I was the cheap knockoff version of anything, I was the cheap knockoff version of Linkara. Yeah, everybody like rags on Atop the Fourth Wall now, and yeah, it has some pretty cringe stuff in there. But remember, I was the cheap knockoff version of that. I was the cheap knockoff version of Atop the Fourth Wall, and that is why I cry myself to sleep at night. But unlike Linkara, I can laugh about that fact now. And if only Play's ever made like a clip of me getting beat up at a Trump rally, that would just be amazing to me. We can be like, it's me, the Horror Lantern. There he is. Get him the hell out of here. Don't give him his jacket. Don't give him... I would love to see that. Just me getting the shit beat out of me at Trump. You were the adult Happy Meal version of Top of the Fourth Wall. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was the bootleg atop the fourth wall. I was the we have atop the fourth wall at home version. But like I say, unlike Linkara, I can actually joke about that now. I think his reaction to that whole thing is just a testament to how Channel Awesome was just all a bunch of egos under the same roof, and we all thought it was cool at the time. I mean, I like the videos at the time. Yeah, we had look. It was a different time. Standards for videos were very different to what they are now, which is why I can laugh about it now, because like our standards were very different back then. Oh gosh, there was a much lower standard for videos by then, but as you've seen with my reactions to my old stuff, I did some cringy stuff. And by the way, like I think people think I hate those old videos. I don't. I think they're brilliant. I think they are I think something that cringy can only be considered a work of art. I created art. Something like that can only be something that bad can only be considered modern art. You can quote me on that. Oh gosh. Oh well, it's so bad, but it's like so good because it's such a product of its time as well. I mean, as somebody, as a person who doesn't hold back on mean jokes, at least have some humility. Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, no, like my old videos, I love and I hate them at the same time because they're such a product of the time, and they are sheer autism. I'll say that because I can say it because I am autistic. They are autism incarnate. Those videos. Oh gosh, I both love and I hate my old stuff at the same time. I say it can only be considered art. It really can. Oh, there it is. It's camouflaging itself. Oh shit! One of the cakes fell down. You've had your time, not Harley Quinn. Now I need to find another flat orange piece. That wasn't it. Here's one where you do. Here's one where do all the female villains go when they die. So at the beginning of a joke. Even with the standards being low at times, you got some shit from Reddit full of shadowboxing that. Oh, shadowboxing, that is going to be like a special, like, I don't know, that I'll have to do that as a special, for like a special event or something, because, oh gosh. I mean, I'm on another panel at the next MCM, but oh, there's the missing piece. It's still in the bag. Hell's Kitchen. Oh, hey, Moon Rider. Thanks for joining us. Where do all female anime villains go when they die? Hell's Kitchen. I laugh, but I don't like myself that I laugh. I don't like the fact that I laughed. But I know it's only a joke. But anyway, shadowboxing, yeah, that is going to be. I have to do that as a special event because that is my. That is. I don't want to say that's my To Boldly Flee because it's not boring. That is my Kick-Ass-ia, I guess. That's my. No, that is my. Atop the fourth wall of the movie. That is just my epitome of cringe. That is. Oh, I can't wait to go back to that one. Do you still use that? Moonrider, is that Ollie? Is Ollie in the chat? It's Ollie's in the chat. No, mate, I still don't need. I've changed phones a while back, but hey, everybody, Ollie's here. Like a lot of you may remember him from some of my old videos. Gosh, mate, it's been years. It has been years, man. Yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Wow, it's been years. Gosh, we need to. Hey, man, we need to catch up at some point. There's a lot to talk about. What's happened? Oh my word! Oh, that's good. It's good that you're good. Yes, it would be good. Yeah, well, some point after the stream, we'll definitely make plans. Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, you experienced the reunion here, the KHF reunion tour. Ollie's in the chat. Wow, my word. Well, that is awesome, mate. Glad to hear you're doing all right. Yo, Oliver Queen. Yeah, you wish. Gosh, man, that is amazing, dude. Did I move? Yes, I moved. I've moved into my own place now. Living by myself now, with naught but my Power Ranger toys. I've got other stuff. You can see Transformers and stuff, and I've got all stuff. I'm just a massive man child. That's awesome. Thank you, man. You're probably the only one who would say it's awesome. Just to see the shelf. Yeah, the shelf's got Power Rangers. It's got Transformers down there. I've got like Amiibos over there. I've got Gokai Silver. I don't know if you can see it. There's a Sonic the Hedgehog figure there as well. And that's only the tip of the iceberg to my freaking toy collection. It's going a ton, yeah. Oh yeah, you would have been there in the days of its infancy. That's the word, infancy. I look at this thing. I look at this thing and I'm just like, I don't have a problem. You have a problem. Speaking of childhood, when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, would you hunt for a PS5? I already have a PS5. I have a PS5. I got lucky there. No, I actually have a this one. Back when we started to YouTube again. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't YouTube as often as I used to. I said this like when I made my newest comeback, is that I I consider myself to be semi-retired now. I wouldn't say I'm properly like retired from YouTube, but I'm semi-retired. Like I'll never like be active on it again. But um, scalpers. No, no, I got my PS4 legit. I got it from Game. I got it from Game. I got in on a limited sale run of it. I was very lucky to be one of those guys. I would never ever buy a PS5 from scalpers. Um, if you have, I'm not going to judge, but I wouldn't do it. Um, I watch every YouTuber's videos and just, oh, thank you, man. That's really nice. That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Uh, ooh, got the helm reels. Pirates, after all. Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together, we will find everything that we're looking for. So, anyway, to see how you're doing. Again, mate, I'll try and contact you after this stream. We'll have to catch up at some point. Definitely have to catch up. It's been too long. It's been too long. And if anybody's wondering, nothing ever happened between us. Like I'm sure Ollie will confirm this as well. Nothing ever happened between us. It's just over the years you just begin to lose contact with people. You know, I'm sure the pandemic didn't help either, but it just happens as these go. I still have a PS4, but on the hunt for PS5 at the moment. Well, I hope you find one. I hope you do. I say I managed to get. I was very lucky with mine. I got it in sale from Game. And the reason I brought up scalpers, by the way, like I respond to the scalpers thing, is because for my 30th birthday, my family originally wanted to get me a PS5, but you know that was next to impossible with its limited stock and the pandemic. Um, and at one point, so like some retailer did say to them, like the only real way to get them now is scalpers, but I wouldn't recommend it. And yeah, no, I even said to my family, no, don't do it that way. I would not want you to do. I do not need it that desperately. It's just stuff at the end of the day. Um, it just work got in the way of that. Yeah, well, it's part of growing up, isn't it, mate? You get jobs, and you have less time for social stuff. Uh, so it's just a part of getting old. Got to pay bills. Oh, and it doesn't help that the cost of living is going up. Thank you for that, government. Yes, we're old now. Yes, we're old men now. It's not like the days of yore where we could gallivant around and just have fun and do shit like build Lego on stream. We're old now. We've got responsibilities. Heck, my younger sister has kids of her own now. That is that's how grown up we are. There we go. Oh, that is cool. That is cool. I like that. That is cool. So it's the whole thing. Okay, that is cool. I like that. That is. Oh, so the whole thing, right? Okay, so that's this one constructed. Let's give this a shot. So I think. Sorry, younger. Very cool. Sorry, younger. Well, it's sorry, younger to my younger sister having kids. Yeah, no, my younger sister, yeah, has kids of her own now. I'm an uncle to twins. Uh, we can catch up more about this when we. I can talk more about this when we see each other. But yeah, I'm an uncle to twins now. Let's do this like this. Let's set those up like that. Now you can't really see them, so let me pan the camera down a little bit. So I'm building this one out of the way. I may or may not be expecting a call. I don't know if it'll come in during the stream or not. I hope not. Let's put that on there. Right. Let's put Treasure Garda here. Where's okay. Let's get these going. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're stopping. Stop, go, and go! One of them went flying. Something went flying. Something's lost. That was cool. That was cool. I think something went flying there. I lost a piece there, but that was totally worth it. Oh gosh. I think it hit the Avengers. Oh, I think it hit my Avengers figures. Oh, that was cool though. Oh gosh. So there you have it. Those are the sets I built. How long have we been going? Oh wow, hour and a half. Well, that's including technical difficulties right at the start. But I guess we can hang out for a little bit more, like, you know, reuniting with old friends and stuff. So I can talk about some more stuff. Actually, I did do a post about this. One thing I am considering doing, if you keep up with me on Instagram, and on my Instagram I mainly talk about my toy collecting stuff. If you keep on there, you may see a couple of posts where, like, I've talked about how I would personally do a Transformers series if, like, Hasbro ever hired me to, and I was given free creative reign. Obviously, that's going to be get something to eat. I'm gonna be ending the stream pretty soon anyway. So, but no, go get something to eat. It's always important. But yeah, no, like I talked about, like, a what if, like, I was given the chance to work on Transformers series, how I do it if given free creative reign. But you know, that's a complete what if. That's in an ideal world. Even if I was given a chance to work on it, there would be things I'd have to adhere to. But you know, I'm talking about like an ideal situation. So yeah, there's posts like that on Instagram of how I would personally do a Transformers story, and I've thought about turning it into a video series, like talking about how I would make a Transformers series. And I've thought about doing it like with other things as well, like, you know, I do an idea of like I have like an idea of how I would bring the old CGI show reboot back in a way that isn't the Guardian Code, because the Guardian Code is an unholy abomination and I hate it. Um, Yeah, it's things like that, like how I do that, or how I would do a sequel to Code Lyoko that isn't Evolution. Like, I'm not necessarily saying like the way I do it is the best way to do it, and I'm sure a lot of my ideas would come off as fan fictiony, but it's something I've thought about doing. So you know, I'm curious to see if people would be interested in me doing that. Just talking about how I would handle certain things. I will say now, I probably can't do it with anime, because when it comes to anime, there's a much different expectation than say with Western shows. Like with anime, there's a much. This has become a fidget spinner for me, by the way. With anime, there's a much higher expectation for it to adhere to its source material. In most cases, the manga. Some cases, a visual novel. Some cases, a light novel or whatever. But there is a strong expectation of anime to adhere to its source material. Whereas, say, like a Western superhero film, like you expect nods to the source material, but not to follow exact storylines. Whereas with anime, people more expect you to follow the manga to a T. So if I were to do that, how I would handle things, I couldn't do it with anime, because the way to do an anime is to try and adhere to the source material as much as possible. But I can do it with other things. This is my new fidget spinner. This is a fidget spinner now. Lego have monetize. Well, you already had to pay money for them. Lego have made fidget spinner, but these are really cool sets, by the way. These are really cool sets. I really like these. I don't know where I'm going to put them. I don't have a lot of room in this place. I live in a studio flat. But anyway, would people be interested in me doing the like how I would do things, how I would handle certain franchises? Like, wake up, you lousy drunk! I knew you weren't sober. Would people? Well, it's something I'm thinking about in any case. It's just an idea, and I can't promise it would ever happen anyway because life is so complicated at the moment, and it's you know the fact that I was able to do this stream at all is a miracle in and of itself. Howdy there, KHF. Hi there, bro that survived. Um, you've missed pretty much the bulk of the stream of me building these Lego sets. It was a lot of fun, but it's good to have you here. Hey, never right. Don't know how much longer I'm going to be going though. But yeah, if people are interested in me doing that whole like idea of how I would do certain things, yeah, do let me know. Because it is something I'm thinking about if I have the time, but free time is a rare commodity for me at the moment. This thing's really distracting me. They still look pretty cool. Oh, thanks. Just saw the stream, thought about popping in. Well, you're more than welcome here. Well, like I said, it's been more about chilling out and just chatting with people. Like the Lego was just so I'm doing something visually interesting, and now I have my own like shark themed fidget spinner here. But it's actually helping a lot because it is helping me focus my thoughts. And that's actually part of the reason I started why I became an adult fan of Lego, because I have problems with anxiety. Like I have like real problems with anxiety, and I found building Lego is a really good way of dealing with anxiety because like it helps you focus your mind on something. The deer is a neat one, by the way. Always enjoy good thought experiment. Well, maybe I'll do it. Thank you for the feedback. Maybe I'll go for a better life. I make no promises. I've got a busy life. I basically work 2 jobs. I have my main job and the EWE commentary. And again, interesting things happening in EWE very soon. And I've got my wrestling training and things like that. So I can't promise these thought experiment videos will become a thing, but it is something that I'm thinking about. It is an idea I have in the works. This is a miracle product, right? This is the ultimate solution for anxiety. It's a Lego build that then becomes a fidget spinner. That is brilliant. Lego knew what they were doing. The Lego guys are geniuses. Right. Back with food. Well, you missed my idea for a new series of videos, but I'll probably talk to you about that at a later point anyway. Those who just missed me basically realizing that I have built a fidget spinner here. A sharp-themed fidget spinner. And now I've realized that this is actually the ultimate cure for anxiety. It's a Lego build where you essentially building a fidget spinner. Lego are geniuses. Oh gosh, right. Trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning, or not. And there's anything else at all? Is there anything else people are curious about in the chat? And people want to ask, you can ask me anything. You can AMA, ask me anything. That's the thing with words. They're all made up. If anybody saw that, it's a reference to an interview with Taika Waititi and Jeff Goldblum about Thor Ragnarok. Taika Waititi gives the legendary quote, "That's the thing with words. They're all made up." I'm like, yeah, he's not wrong. Love Taika Waititi. That man is absolutely insane. But he's brilliant. And that's why he's brilliant. By the way, am I the only one who thinks, by the way, if Taika Waititi were to ever direct a Transformers film, I'd want to see him cast himself as Wreck-Gar, because I'd want to see him say, "My name is Wreck-Gar. As you can see, I'm made of junk, but don't let that intimidate you. You won't need to get a tetanus jab." Just a bit of junk humor there, mate. I tried to start a revolution on Junkion, but accidentally didn't print off enough leaflets, so hardly anyone turned up, apart from my mum and a boyfriend who I hate. as punishment, sent I was sent to K-On to become a gladiator. A bit of a PR disaster, that one. I want to see that now in the Transformers films. I want to see Taika Waititi play Wreck-Gar, but play him as Korg. Just play Wreck-Gar as Korg. Oh gosh. And if you're wondering what my opinion on Rise of the Beasts is, my opinion is that I have no opinion. Basically, I've seen the first trailer. I know they've released another trailer, but I haven't watched that yet. And my opinions on the first trailer are literally nothing. This is a problem. This is my problem with a lot of the Transformers films marketing is they are way too focused on the flashy effects rather than telling us what the actual plot is. They do give us hints of it, but they're like, oh, but look at all these cool robot effects. So you've got, oh, but we've got Optimus Primal coming back from Beast Wars, and he's being voiced by Ron Perlman again. Which don't get me wrong, that's awesome, but that's my problem with a lot of those trailers is they're all style, no substance, which is kind of true for the Transformers films in general. Though I will say I enjoyed Bumblebee. Bumblebee was a legitimately good film. I liked Bumblebee. It was the best remake of the Iron Giant I've ever seen. Right. I think it looks like I think it's about time to start wrapping things up here. I think everything seems to have quietened down now. So maybe we should start wrapping things up. But this was fun though. I enjoyed doing this, and maybe we should. Yeah, I will definitely try and do another one of these. I talk about more stuff. By the end of the month, I'll have. How will we connect? How will we connect? I'm sure we're still friends on certain forms of social media, so I'll try and contact you for them. So, hopefully we can meet up soon, mates. Like I say, I'm pretty certain we're still connected on some forms of social media. If you have an Instagram, do I still have your number? I don't think I do. If you have Instagram, you can contact me on my Instagram. And that's only to Ollie. Don't the rest of you bother me on Instagram. I'm joking. But I'm not going to give any of the rest of you my number on Instagram. But do check me out on Instagram at KHF McGawson if you want to see stuff on my toy collecting hobby. I'm sure there's something about this fidget spinner. You don't have Facebook anymore. Good man. Leaving Facebook. But yeah, like if you're interested in my toy collecting hobby, folks, do follow me at KHF McGawson. Always have a special place in mind. For exposing me to. Oh gosh, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. 26 way back in the day. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. A long time. And I'm not talking about the name Obi-Wan Kenobi, where it's only been 10 years since he's heard the name, thanks to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Which my opinions on that series are, it was fine but pointless. I thought you might say that. What? Say that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was fine but pointless. Anyway, yeah, back on point. Yeah, follow me on Instagram at KHF. I do stuff on my toy collecting hobby, mostly the Power Rangers Lightning collection. But I do things about other stuff as well. Like I said, I've got posts about how I would do a Transformers series on there. Also, if you're interested in my wrestling life and my wrestling persona, my life as a commentator, follow me on my other Instagram, which is Clive Jackson EWE. Where I post about all the EWE stuff that is going on. Clive Jackson being my ring name in EWE, and yeah, like I say, EWE, we've got some cool stuff coming up. I'm really looking forward to our next show. It's brother versus brother, Bullet versus Arcadius, no holds barred match for the EWE Heavyweight Championship of the world. It's all coming to an end between those two brothers. Won't you join us? So I did a bit of Clive Jackson there. But that's an event I'm really looking forward to. Bullet Arcadius, no holds barred. That is all hell is going to break loose there. Heck, all hell it may literally break loose as Lewis Basham continues his feud with the Demon Death Squad. That guy just. Anyway, so I should be going. Hold on, my phone's going off. It's on silent, and I keep the vibration low when I'm doing a stream. So well, sorry, my phone's going off. Sorry. Hello. Yes, yeah, this is him. Oh, this is about the DNA test. Oh, right, the DNA test. So what are the results?